Media Watch Now, James Creedon is here with us. James, a very serious story is the one we're dealing with tonight concerning abortion and the death of a woman in Ireland. I'll leave it to you.
Right, a 31-year-old Savita Halappanavar, Indian woman, married for 4 years. She was 17 weeks pregnant, and late last month she went into hospital in Galway with serious complications with that pregnancy. She was miscarrying the child. She asked for an abortion on several occasions over about a 3-day period. During this time, she was in severe pain, and she was refused that abortion on the basis that, according to the consultant, this is a Catholic country and there is still a fetal heartbeat. Now, I suppose the legislation or lack thereof in Ireland comes under the spotlight here. She died afterwards of septicemia and E. coli infections that she contracted because it was such a long time before the fetus actually did die and they could evacuate it and then try to save her, which failed. So it's a very tragic story. Those pro-life people would say, listen, there is already legal, there is a legal requirement to, perform an abortion where the mother's life is at risk. This after a 1992 case called the X case, and I can show you online here a lot of discussion of that already. This must not happen again, says Politico.ie. It's time to legislate for X. Now, what are they talking about there? A case in 1992 which did establish that the Constitution should allow for an abortion, which is illegal in Ireland generally, where the mother's life is at risk. But 7 different governments in Ireland, Mark, have failed to legislate for that, which you would normally have after a Supreme Court case of this nature. 7 successive governments have kicked that political football into touch. And many said it would actually have to come to this, perhaps a death, in order to place this issue back in the spotlight, because it's a very divisive one.
Absolutely tragic case. There's no getting away from that. International media, I imagine, has been reacting to this quite widely.
They have indeed. You've got The Guardian. It was in French media as well today. Savita Halappanavar's medically unnecessary death. And what they're saying on The Guardian is she died after 3.5 days of excruciating pain. She died after repeatedly begging for an end to the pregnancy. Over at The Spectator, Alex Massey is saying that abortion laws in Ireland are cruelty disguised as piety and cowardice misrepresented as principle. So obviously a lot of people reacting to the legislation or lack thereof on the back of this.
There are, though, I imagine, the kind of lobbyists that call themselves pro-life,
Yes,
making themselves heard on this issue. I'd be interested to hear what they're saying.
Well, here on the website of Youth Defence, which is one of the top lobbies for pro-life issues, they say
that means they're for blocking abortion.
Exactly,
okay.
Exactly. For the life of the unborn child, I suppose. Youth Defence, they call themselves. The tragic loss of Savita Halappanavar's life was not caused by Ireland's ban on abortion. They point out that even if there isn't legislation, that the Medical Council in Ireland says that you must act to save the mother's life. So they're saying, look, let's not get confused by this. There's an investigation into what happened here. 2 investigations, and indeed there'll be an independent investigation according to news that came out this evening. So they're saying we're judging too quickly. Others would say, listen, it went on for so long because of these abortion laws. So
it's always wise to say don't judge too quickly. Clearly, it's always wise to say that. But
absolutely.
If this woman, the fact is, I suppose, if this unfortunate woman had what she wanted medically when she wanted it, it might have improved her chances.
That's right. She did request that on a number of different occasions. Lots of protests this evening, Mark, as well in Ireland, in various cities around the country. This Facebook page here was created calling for people to gather in front of the Irish Dáil, the Irish Parliament, at 6 p.m. this evening. There are photos now on Twitter showing a crowd of I think a couple of thousand people turned out for that. So there was a good turnout in just one day of mobilisation. Various tweets as well, people saying that they're glad that the story is getting worldwide attention. And indeed it is. You can see here on Ochaban's website in France that they're talking about it as well. Various other tweets as well about a demonstration that was they tried to organise at the embassy in London. This person saying that she's living in London for 13 years and will be paying her first visit to the Irish embassy tonight, I suppose, to protest against that very emotive case. And another person saying here, lots of supposed pro-lifers advising calm, but this is an issue where people should get angry. And that was retweeted almost, you can see there, 848 times. So a lot of people, it just got people very worked up about this issue.
Many years ago, I recall being based in Liverpool, doing a story about women coming from Ireland for abortions. It's clearly something that is and continues to be a huge contentious issue, and this tragic story bringing it back into the news. James, we need to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed. James Creedon with Media Watch.